no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets.
New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD and the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Did you like two? Switching back and forth, getting double boxes. One game's over, thank goodness. The other one is going into fun time. Did you like two on Monday night? If not, well, wait a few weeks and it'll go back to normal. If you did, you get it again next week. Two games last night, two close games, one interesting game, one dull game. Saints beat the Panthers. They're 2-0, are the Saints. Panthers are 0-2. And the Steelers defense beat the Browns, and Nick Chubb is out for the year. Good morning to you. Week 2 is now completely in the books. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. DC, how you living?
What in the preseason heck is going on?
What a weird one. The Steelers game, like bounce back, two defensive touchdowns, first play of the game, pick 6, weird runs, dudes you hadn't heard of, a ton of defense, just bizarre, but kind of entertaining game in Pittsburgh last night, huh?
It was a close game.
Yeah,
it was entertaining because it's like a bunch of yaffle kids out there trying to figure out how to run an offense.
Weird, huh?
And those are good defenses. We know that. But still, you would like competent offense at times if we want to say the Cleveland Browns and Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be good football teams, winning playoff games. The defense is going to take pretty far playing like that. But my goodness, some of the offense on display was simply ugly.
You got almost 400 yards of offense by the Browns, but they get 22 points because they turn the ball over all night. Pick 6, a scoop and score. They just turn the ball over. And then that offense I was hearing about in training camp and in preseason from the Pittsburgh Steelers, how exciting they were going to be. Now, granted, Deontay Johnson's out. They won't put him on IR. They don't utilize George Pickens nearly enough. I guess they did throw at him 10 times. Only caught 4 balls, but for 127 yards. The 71-yarder where he ran away from everybody. I look at it and I'm like, why aren't you throwing it to him more? By the way, yeah, okay, full disclosure, I needed him a little bit more last night. But I understand the answer is, well, they don't have time, right? Because you've got Myles Garrett in your face all day. And so to some respect, I get it. I don't know what I think Pittsburgh is. I think I do know what Pittsburgh is. I think Pittsburgh is going to punch their way to 9-8 and get that last playoff spot like they always do because Mike Tomlin's teams don't ever have a losing record. They're going to have some games throughout the season where you just go, wow, they're not very good. They got run, and then they're going to come back the next week and win a game like this. Kind of just like what happened.
That's going to be a lot of the AFC North battles.
Yeah.
Games like we saw last night.
If you're a Steeler fan, and there's a bunch of you, like you get a run now where you get the Raiders and the Texans. So you get an opportunity to get healthy before you get the Ravens, the Rams, the Jaguars. Okay? But I don't know. Is that guy your guy? See, here's the deal. And I know it's about an offensive line, and so I don't care who's back there. You've got to have time. And so you could put Mahomes back there. You could put your favorite quarterback back there. And if you got Myles Garrett and those boys in your face all night long, you're not making throws. But it feels to me, usually, now there's always an exception. Patrick Mahomes, they put up 17 points against the Jaguars this week. But usually the guys who are really good quarterbacks, the guys you think are good, Hurts and and even Herbert. I mean, Herbert, they put up a ton of points and they lose. But week in and week out, you don't say, well, they're playing a good defense, so they're not going to score. I'm concerned about Kenny Pickett in that offense. Are you?
No.
Really? Why?
I will be if they don't look good the next 2 weeks.
So
That's one of the best defenses in the NFL. And Kenny Pickett's an average quarterback right now.
okay?
And what we saw last night was both quarterbacks look completely lost against top 5 level defenses in this league. If there's no efficiency in the passing game, if they never have efficiency in the run game. But if you can't run or pass the football the next 2 weeks, then it's code red in Pittsburgh offensively.
All right. Have defenses outpaced offenses now? I'm gonna run a bunch at you, and I wrote down 5 off the top of my head, and I didn't even think about it. San Francisco, Dallas, Pittsburgh, New Orleans, Miami, Cleveland. Defenses that you're just like, wow, they're really good, right? Is that it? I'm not gonna put Washington in there, and the Jets. Although Dallas scored 30 against the Jets, and New England's pretty good. All right, so I got San Francisco, Dallas, Pittsburgh, New Orleans, Miami, Cleveland, the Steelers. Hell, you got to put the Steelers on there, don't you?
Yes, you do.
All right, so I just gave you 8 defenses that we think are really, really, really good. Is that or don't you think all those are really good? San Francisco, Dallas, Pittsburgh, Cleveland that we saw last night, New Orleans who we saw last night, Miami, the Jets. It's 8. Right? So if defenses kind of outpaced, come to the forefront where they're shutting down offenses now because it's been offenses over. No, okay. So when you play
What
those
did the
8,
Pittsburgh Steelers defense do week 1?
got torched by Brock Purdy.
What did the San Francisco 49ers defense do on Sunday? Created turnovers, won the game.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they got torched by the Rams. They gave up
23 points.
23 points. Yeah. Dallas has given up 10 in 2 games. Pittsburgh's look good. Miami gave up 30 something to the Chargers. All right, fair enough. So if you have, unless you have, so it's kind of my point going back now to the Kenny Pickett thing. Are you concerned? This is why my answer would be yes. And you said, well, he's a mediocre quarterback. So if you're,
I had higher expectations for him.
so if you're playing the Raiders or the Broncos or the Vikings, okay, we could have a good week. But when you're going up one of these eight elite defenses, if you are a mediocre offense, you're going to struggle. Okay.
Yes.
It seems like there's more. I don't know. Do we call all those 8 elite, top tier? What do you want to call them? I don't know who the best one is because every time I watch one, I'm like, damn, they're good. I mean, New Orleans looked great last night. Now, granted, they looked great against a stunned rookie quarterback. They had no running game at Carolina. They have no running game at Pittsburgh. It was interesting to me. Give the Steelers credit, man. It's what they do. Give their defense credit. It's what they do. They're 1-1. I just think they're going to slug their way to 9-8.
And I still think they can do that because of how good that defense is, and you get efficient offense in the better defensive matchups. If you're Cleveland, you're just sitting there kicking yourself
100%.
Ball right through the hands of the tight end, right off the bat,
right,
or a pick six the other way.
Yeah.
I guess already going to be an uphill battle with Deshaun Watson, just trying to figure out what kind of quarterback he is. Then you potentially lose Nick Chubb, not just for this season.
Yeah, that was gruesome.
But for who knows how long with a significant major knee injury.
Go get you some Jerome Ford.
And I'm just seeing that and Nick Chubb go down like that. Yeah. It almost, I know these running backs want wide receiver level contracts. At this point, if I'm a running back, I'm like, hey, can we just all start off with at least $12 million guaranteed a year?
But that's why
guys, like, that's what they deserve.
Well, that's
not
what they deserve.
$4 million.
But that's why.
Yeah, they deserve $10 million guaranteed at least a year. Not $60 million over 4. Give these dudes at least something, because that ain't happening to anyone else.
And that's why owners are not paying it, because they go down so frequently. And look,
they deserve
understood
the smallest franchise tag outside of kickers and punchers, at least, man.
Deserve it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like get at least $10 million guaranteed base salary for top guys in this league. That's like nothing compared to everything else. But Nick Chubb is leaving with a whole $4 million guaranteed, and that's probably his career.
You think he's done? Really?
That was nasty.
You think he's done? I don't know that I want to say that because dude's come back from a lot of
But
stuff.
he's never getting paid again.
Well, he's not going to get paid because he's going to have that history. And that's why owners don't pay it, because they go down. We watched two.
I get why they don't. I'm not asking for $80 million. Like these dudes deserve
I'm not telling you it's
higher
right.
floor. And that's what I'd be upset about. And this is also a great timing for the league to file that ridiculous lawsuit against the running backs for faking injuries. I know it's a story we're talking about, but you see Nick Chubb leg point the other way, and you want to sit there and pound more on these guys. Terrible decision by the NFL.
I guess I'm not familiar with that, so I need back me up. And if
The
I'm not
NFL
familiar with it, I
filed
can't be
a
the only one.
lawsuit against the NFL Players Association.
Yeah,
Going back to that story that we touched on,
yeah.
DC brought it up.
Yeah,
That running backs are faking injuries to try to prove a point.
Okay.
And the NFL actually filed a lawsuit against NFL's Players Association, accusing them of this. And we just watched,
Did they cite examples of it?
and then we have to read through the actual lawsuit. But the NFL claims the NFLP had advised running backs to exaggerate injuries
I'm going to tell you, I don't have a problem with that. Why do you have such a problem with guys do get hurt.
because we just watched a running back
I get it.
leg snap backwards.
What's the correlation?
So I got to believe that after a whole, not even, this was back on September 11th, so the week of football,
Yeah.
they think that was actually something that was going to happen. They didn't let it play out. They just said, oh, there was some frustration blowing over, so we're going to take you to court on this. And then you watch Nick Chubb leg snap backwards.
I'm looking at them as two different things. And I must be missing something because
If I'm a running back, I'm
Look, the
going
injury-
to my coach and saying, I'm done. Like, put me on wide receiver. Like, this is ridiculous.
interesting. And the injuries are gruesome, right? Those guys get hit more than anybody else because, well, they got the ball, and that's what's the game? Hit guy with ball, right? So they get hit. It's not okay that you're gonna have a bunch of guys out there faking injuries and saying, "Yeah, pay me, but I'm not going to work without faking injuries." So
I think it was-
that would be okay.
No, but who's doing it?
Well, I don't
Is
know.
Saquon
If
Barkley faking it? Is Austin Eckler faking
nobody's
it?
accusing those guys. You watch those guys go down. If they're saying that's what we're going to do, you think that's okay?
But I don't think that means that you can file a lawsuit because there's some frustration and maybe someone floated that out there. But are they actually doing
Well,
that?
you can file a lawsuit for anything
Yeah.
you want to do. I mean, lawsuits are filed all the time.
As we watch,
I don't know if they're actually doing it.
at a game where they're like, we're not even showing you this replay
Yeah.
of what happened in Nick
Yeah,
Chubb.
and I'm not going to lie. I don't think I've seen it. I got a bunch of texts that Minka Fitzpatrick was cheap on it. I haven't seen it. I think I looked away or
If he goes low,
yeah.
that's just
I heard
how
it
you
was
get someone
gruesome.
go down.
Yeah. That's why though, right? And then all of a sudden you got a guy named Jerome Ford who, have you heard of him? Did you know who Jerome Ford was before this? You know everybody.
Browns back or prime back.
Okay. I mean, where's he from? Where did he play college? You know, any idea? And that's the beauty. It's just Cincinnati, 5th round pick last year out of Cincinnati. But the point is, the owners are going to go, this is why we can't pay that position.
And this is why
Because-
people need to go, well, I'm not playing that position anymore.
Well, they're going to find somebody to play that position because it pays a hell of a lot more than working down at Marshall's, right? I mean, I get your point, but you think guys are going to stop playing that position, stop going to the NFL? You're going to say, well, they're only paying me $3 million as opposed to what I would make working as an
Jerome
accountant?
Ford is lucky to ever see $3 million in his career.
Fair enough. What's Jerome Ford making? League? What is league minimum?
He's on a 4-year, $4 million deal.
All right, so he's making $1 million a year. You think he's not going to play?
Oh, he's going to play. But it's just,
I
I,
mean-
think it's just, if I'm the running backs, I'm like, I'm not asking for a quarterback contract, man.
They're horribly
asking
undervalued.
for some more stability. Like Nick Chubb is like, that's it.
I get it. No, I get their frustration. I do. I don't. And I see both sides. I'm not sure you see the owner side or want to accept the owner
Because
side.
it's a bad side to be on if you're an owner.
That
Like, you can't even,
Guys are
like,
going down
$10
like-
million is too much for a running back
Yeah.
for a year. Like, we're going to be the franchise. Like, that should be, like, bare minimum for some of these top guys.
who do you want to take it
right
from?
now.
Who do you want to take it from? You got a salary cap. Who you want to take it from?
Quarterback.
Okay. Quarterbacks don't want to give
More
it back.
money than
I agree with that. 100%.
ridiculous.
Stop giving quarterbacks $50 million, give them $44 million.
Because like last night is
I'm
just
with that.
one of those moments where I get it. We plug and play fantasy football on the Jerome Ford. Nick Chubb's like career's over.
Yeah, no, that's a dude. That's a human being. That's a human being. I totally get that. And honestly, if you want to tell me that, and a quarterback, who's his quarterback? If Deshaun Watson is making $250 million, came out and said, you know what, over 5 years, dude, just give me 220, and give the rest over those years. Take the other $30 million over those 4 or 5 years and give it to Nick Chubb. I'd be all about that if the quarterbacks want to do it. But every quarterback needs to get $1 million, $3 million more than the last quarterback, because it's never enough. Because somehow $50 million a year isn't enough. $40 million a year isn't enough. There's a salary cap. So who are you taking it from? If it's the quarterbacks, okay, I'm listening. But are they giving it up? You got Deshaun Watson. Is he giving it back?
I'm just the running backs. It's just so.
I agree with you that they're underpaid.
It's such a bummer, man.
Yeah,
Just
it's a
watching
bummer.
a dude's career like that,
100%.
and then at the same time, understanding the frustration. And we've all said things in jest when we've been frustrated, and now the NFL is going after running backs. Like, oh, it's gonna.
You think that was
get-
in jest? They said that. I mean, you read that to us, the whole thing. That when you read it, that was
The one I'm looking at would be is Austin Eckler.
And we got to go because Jerry Kill's supposed to be on like right now. we're super long on this. Jerry Kill's going to be with us next. The New Mexico State's football coach. I just looked down at the clock and realized how long we are. We're going to talk with Jerry Kill about the big victory, how he's feeling, him going to Hawaii. New Mexico State's coach next on the opening drive.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You want an exciting and fast-paced podcast?
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
On Saturday past, the rivalry of enchantment, Rio Grande rivalry, the Battle of I-25, whatever you call it. New Mexico State, for the second year in a row, beat New Mexico 27-17. Aggies will head out to Hawaii now. They are 2-2. Their head football coach is Jerry Kill, and he joins us this morning on The Sports Animal. Jerry, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
How you feeling?
Doing okay.
How you feeling?
I feel like I've been in a boxing match.
You came out. You feel like you came out a winner out of the boxing match. You put some gauze in your left nostril and got up and kept fighting.
Yeah, I took a shot now. I mean, there's no question about that. I have played ball, been in a car wreck, all that stuff. But I will tell you, my own player and the SEMO player, one went to the head, another one went to the leg. So I'm pretty bruised up, but I'm doing okay.
The beauty is that you're laughing about it, and I'm going to guess winning the game makes it feel a heck of a lot better. That was a football game where your team battled back. You got a dog now at quarterback, and I know that game meant a lot to Diego Pavia. He talked to us about how he has a chip on his shoulder, how he had it circled. And it wasn't all about Diego Pavia. You had a football team that made plays, defense that made stops, but that young man is a winner, isn't he?
Yeah, he definitely, did a good job in the game, and but probably the difference in the game that helped him is that we've got some players around him, but our offensive line, played probably better than we've had him play since I've been here, and that helped a lot. And we didn't turn over the ball. That's the key. I think they had one, and we didn't have any. And a game like that, the turnovers are critical. And I tell our team all the time, turn over the ball, you got a good chance to win.
Well, I want you to talk about that line because Jerry Kill's with us, New Mexico State's coach, after the 27-17 win over the Lobos on Saturday. The big possession in the second half where you went up 20-10 and you just kept running at him and running at him and running at him. I thought that's when your line really took over the game. Is that what you felt?
Yeah, I mean, we were. They're difficult to deal with on defense. His coach is still doing what Rocky did because coach had done it before, and they're all tied in together, and their defense is hard to deal with, and they're hard to run against. But I just think our running backs really ran hard and physical, and I thought we played physical on offense.
Now, Jerry, when you look at the offense with Diego Pavia and what he's able to create, is it, as a coach, is it one of the things that at times it can be frustrating, or do you like how he can go off script, how he's able to work through his reads and then get it with his legs? Because 8.8 yards per rush for a quarterback is really good. What's it like coaching up Diego Pavia at quarterback?
Oh, he'll drive you crazy. That's how most of them are nowadays. They're a lot of them are mobile and get yards as everybody's. The protection breaks down, then they run around, make plays, and you look at whether it's the NFL or college football. The mobile quarterbacks are the ones that are doing a lot of damage, and the Mexico's getting around on us. So at times, when we get him flushed out of the pocket and he runs and makes good throws. So I mean. Anytime you can run the ball and throw it, I think it's an advantage and hard on the defense.
Mexico State football coach Jerry Kill joining us here on The Sports Animal. And your defense, especially in the red zone, in that first quarter, game-changing plays, the sack on 1st and goal, forcing the fumble in the red zone. Your defense bent a little bit, but they did not break. What was so good about what they did in the red zone?
Well, that getting a fumble was huge. There's no doubt about that. And I didn't think we played, in the first half. We played hard. And, I think the whole team played hard, but we didn't, we didn't play great in the secondary in the first half at all. And we played a lot better in the secondary in the second half. And, Miles Rouser, who was a transfer that came in, it's Selden's brother. And so that we had a connection there. And he's like Andre. He's a ball player. And it was his first start. And I think once our secondary got settled in a little bit, and we knew through Simo, that kid can throw the ball. And we knew he could throw it deep, and got big tall receivers and all that. And they took their shots, and we were able to play. Our corners played really good, and then played Torrey over the top. So it was, I think the second half we settled down a little bit more on defense and played better. Still missing too many tackles. You can't win missing. We're missing too many tackles yet, but basically we got lost 8 players, and it's like anything. We brought some good players in, and we may be more athletic, but our problem is we got to get them in to buy into the system and all that kind of stuff. Just like did about 6 games last year, so I'm glad we're moving in a little better direction at this point.
Jerry, what does it mean for the program to go across the country last week and you lose in Lynchburg to Liberty? You missed a few practices. There was a lot of media attention trying to figure out what was going on with you. I don't know if that diverted some attention. But obviously your kids stayed focused, and then come up here and beat the Lobos for the second year in a row. On your way out to Hawaii now, what does it mean for your program to win that game? Because I know it's a big deal for you guys.
Well, I think the big thing is, first of all, we got beat by Liberty. We turned the ball. The 2 games we've lost, we turned the ball over, but Liberty's got a good team. And they probably have one of the top teams in our league, but still we turn the ball over. Anytime we turn it over, we turned it over 6 times in 2, 3, and 1 game, 3 of the others we lost. So he's got to take care of the ball. But, coming back home and, coming off that loss, and, I'm never lied to anybody. I was out of practice on Tuesday, or, Sunday. We have a kind of a mini practice to take off Monday. And I came to practice Wednesday for, probably about half of it. But, all I'm going to say is a personal situation. You all can figure it out. It's been all over the country for 20 years. So, anyway, and I was back in it and spent overtime and getting caught up on film and was ready to go. And I think the kids that, I think that maybe helped a little bit, saying, God dang, this old man's tough and, pretty damn tough. And then I took the hit on top of that. I think that helped us a little bit too. I hate to say that.
Well, how you feeling health wise, Jerry? I know you were out for a little bit last week, and a lot of people were concerned. A lot of people love you. How are you feeling? And you planning to go to Hawaii?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm up here now. We're practicing, and anybody'd be sore after the hit I took, but but I didn't go into a seizure issue, and after that, which is good, and so that was a concern, but I didn't, and had a lot of people taking care of me, and coaches, good enough to come by and check on me after the game, and but anyway, the importance of the game is it's good. First of all, it's important. It's important for the state. You got 2 rivals, and there's some things that that don't need to go on, and I've addressed a few of that. But rivalries are rivalries, and they're good for the state. And we just want to make sure that we do our part. And you look down the chart, they've had years where they've gone 5 or 6 times, and us never beating them. So I mean, it's a deal where you gotta have team win some games, make it a rivalry, and we've been able to be fortunate to come out on the lucky side and win 2, and now we got a true rivalry. Because we're winning. We've won a couple games, so but it's good for the state, and so I think and it last year was kind of when we turned the corner. So I'm hoping we can turn the corner off the game a little bit and get out and play a Hawaii team that's much, much better than they were a year ago. I mean, coach is under his belt the second year, and
Timmy's a good coach.
They're throwing the ball about 50 times a game.
Yeah, no, Timmy's going to move the ball. Jerry Kill, New Mexico State's head football coach.
Well, Jerry, with everything we see in football these days, you surprised there wasn't a flag thrown on the hit you took and no one got a personal foul?
Yeah, I don't. I wouldn't remember it anyway. I'd like them linebackers. I give our kid from Sim. I don't know who he was, but like I said, that's the shit one. Is that they get? I think I took a head-to-head shot, and I was disappointed they didn't call targeting.
It looks like you just stuck some gauze in your left nostril, put it in your beak, and went up and started barking at people again, which was good. I'm glad you're healthy, man. And you referenced some of the past stuff and how you're feeling, and it sounds like you're feeling well. And really, honestly, Jerry, that's the key thing. I mean, the game was big, and it's big to a lot of people, but it's good to hear you in good spirits. It's good to hear you, period. And I'm glad you're feeling well.
I'm glad. I'm glad to be heard too. I'm fortunate to be in the game. I've been able to overcome things, and hope it helps other people that have issues that can overcome and still do what they love to do. And again, I appreciate Coach stopping by and checking on me. And he's a good football coach, and it's one of those things where those games can go either way. That's why they call them rivalry games. And,
yep.
I'm just glad we came out on top.
All right, well, be healthy and take care of you. Safe travels out to Hawaii. Good luck out there, and we'll catch you next Tuesday.
All right, see you.
All right, be well. Jerry Kill, the head football coach, and so it sounds like, and he alluded to it a number of times. He said he didn't go into seizures after the hit. He said it's been well documented what he's been dealing with and some seizure issues last week. And again, football's football. There's not a lot of people, even Lobo fans. There's not a lot of people I talk to say I don't like that guy.
No, it is great to be able to talk with Jerry Kill this morning.
He's in good spirits, and look, winning will put you in good spirits now. But healthy is a big deal. All right, you can respond to that because there's a ton in there. Including how they won the football game. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. You're home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, refractive lens exchange. the latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of Pro V Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stock.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Time Jerry's spoken, I believe, publicly since Liberty, right? He didn't do his press conference last week. He didn't come on with us last week. Didn't speak after the game, and I appreciate Jerry coming with us and basically said, look, after I got the hit, I didn't seize. He said, it's been all over the country for the last 20 years, what I've been dealing with, and, alluding to having some sort of seizures last week. And so appreciate, him coming on with us and being so open. Like he said, I never lie to anybody. And more so, JJ, I'm just glad that he's well, that he's healthy, that he's laughing about it all. Look, winning helps you laugh. Winning's fun. But the bottom line is, obviously, there were some issues going on last week with Jerry's health, and what people were assuming, obviously, there was some truth to it, and Jerry just kind of alluded to it. Bottom line is, he's laughing, he's healthy, his team won, they rallied, they're good, and boy, he took a hell of a hit.
He did. That was a lot for his team to go through last week. It's credit to the coaching staff, it's a credit to the players. They came out ready to go, and they were able to take advantage and create opportunities for themselves against the Lobos in a game that Mexico is going to be kicking themselves for another entire year until they can get back on field against Mexico State. What if? What if doesn't matter. What matters is the scoreboard at the end of the game and an advantage to Mexico State.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. That's the Sports Animal phone line and the Sports Animal text line. Your emails come in this morning, Jeff, at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com, on the Twitter or the Xer It's _ JJ Buck, and on the Facebook. The OD and the AM, the show is simulcast every day. Adrian produces on ProView Networks, Comcast Channel 26. You can watch it there on our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, and on YouTube channel for ProView Networks. I'm trying to think back, and we've talked to Jerry for most Tuesdays over the last 2 years. That's as animated as he's been, right? It is. I mean, that's the most. I've spent time with Jerry. I've had dinner with Jerry at league meetings and heard him laugh. But he was in just a terrific mood. And again, winning helps that. But I think just feeling better helps that too.
No doubt about it. It's everything that he went through last week to be able to make it to the game, to coach his team, to see his team come out victorious. You got to be feeling really good right now. Yeah.
He made a point about his offensive line, and then he talked about specifically Miles Rouser. Miles Rouser wasn't even on the two deep. He's the one who caused the fumble. He had 7 tackles, 5 solo tackles, second leading tackler on the team. I thought Keyshawn Elliott was everywhere for them, by the way. I thought he was terrific. But he talked about how basically his offensive line won that game for him, imposed their will and opened up lanes, and then how his quarterback's driving him crazy, but he's a dog and he's a winner.
And that's the thing with Diego Pavia. He's driving you crazy because he's a creator, he's a playmaker, and it was at times almost impossible for the Lobos to put him on the ground.
Yeah.
It's the way it felt watching that game.
I'll tell you what, it was an interesting one. All right, you can respond to what Jerry had to say. And again, 505-246-0610. We come back, let's get into some NFL stuff. Running backs are down. Big running backs. Saquon Barkley's down for a little bit. Nick Chubb is down for longer than a little bit. Rams have put Akers on the market. Kareem Hunt is still out there. Start talking about who's going where, and we can revisit that conversation you and I had in the first segment about running back pay. I understand why the owners are saying we're not paying you as much. We got to pay a bunch of you because y'all are going down. They're saying we're going down so much we want more. I understand both sides of this, but where do you go now, running back wise? Because you just lost 2 of the best running backs in the league in week number 2. It's the opening drive. We're going to talk about that when we come back on The Sports Animal here at 95.9 FM and AM 610. Your home for Monday night and Sunday night and Thursday night football. Maybe you think your neighborhood is safe from crime, and then a break-in happens way too close from home. Aaron Jones opened up International Protective Service, IPS. If you can't watch your home or business 24/7, let IPS be another set of eyes for you. They watch my home. They're another set of eyes for me. They've monitored my home for years now. They provide standing guards or 24-hour patrols with highly trained armed officers, and they respond quickly to your alarm. If your alarm goes off, they're there within 5 to 7 minutes. They're at your home. It's another layer of security, and it gives you peace of mind. Call them at 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. You can go to ipsglobal.com. IPS is passionate about making Albuquerque a better and a safer place to live and work.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
2 running backs go down this week, 2 really good ones. Nick Chubb, they're afraid his season's over. JJ was saying maybe his career. Saquon Barkley went down. They're saying 3 weeks. Aaron Jones was hurt this weekend. He didn't play. It's kind of the position. It's running back. Now, granted, you got injuries everywhere in the NFL. You play football, you're going to get hurt. You play running back, you're going to get injured, right? And there's a difference in hurt and injured. Where do the Browns go? Cam Akers is out there. The Rams want whatever they want for Cam Akers. Is Kareem Hunt the answer? He's a free agent. He was with them. He knows the offense. Is he the answer? Is Ford the answer? The guy that they ran out there yesterday that had 100 and whatever yards. Jerome Ford. He had a 69-yard run. He's everybody's pickup this week. Where do they go?
Jerome Ford slides in RB1. Pierre Strong is someone that they acquired in the trade before the season started with New England. You saw him get some action last night, and they'll touch on depth. I don't see them trading for Cam Akers unless they believe he's a true back that they could give 60% of the carries to. Because if you're going to trade even a late round pick for someone, I'd look for agency first.
Kareem
to
Hunt.
add to the roster. Because
Yep.
Ford showed you last night against the Pittsburgh Steelers, he rushed for over 100 yards. That's your RB1.
Yeah, I want to put it in a
I
little
know he had a
context because you
big-
have 69
big
on
run.
one crazy run.
Okay, who
Yeah.
else has done that?
No, well,
Like, that's impressive when
It-
you
it is
create
impressive.
explosive plays.
And he
It's-
ran away.
You look at Pittsburgh, and as frustrated as you are, you say, well, we saw George Pickens create a big flash play in the offense, and you don't want to downgrade those plays because you're doing it against a really good defense.
So who's available? It's Cam Akers. Dante Foreman's been bouncing around. It looks like he's 3 with the Bears right now. I believe Leonard Fournette's still a free agent, is he not? Does he do anything for you?
I would start there before trading draft capital for it's the guy that throw into the rotation.
Darrell Henderson, who started 10 games for the Rams last year, is a free agent. He's out there. Kareem Hunt feels like he should be at the top of the list. And I'm not going to lie. I'm stunned he's still not signed. I guess there's been 4 offers. He wants the best one. And again, you got guys at that position at 28 years old aren't getting $5, $6, $7, $8, $9 million deals, right?
That's correct.
So a free agent running back to go plug a hole is going to get what? Maybe $1 million?
Maybe
$1 million? I mean, it's good living, right, for you and me.
Find yourself one of the Melvin Gordon deals.
What about Melvin Gordon? Where's he languishing? Somewhere. Where is it?
On the Ravens.
Is it the Ravens?
They're RB3.
You can't have enough depth at running back, can you? I mean, it's you just can't have enough depth. So where do they go? Where do the Giants go? The Giants right now are in a situation where it's not completely different, where Saquon's out, and they're with Matt Breida and Gary Brightwell. And they're going to play the Niners on Friday, or on Thursday. Right here on the Sports Animal, by the way. We're your home for Thursday night and Monday night and Sunday Night Football. We'll go back and revisit the conversation we had at the top. And those of you who weren't with us, I understand. JJ's insistent that running backs have got to make more money. And running backs are insistent that running backs have got to make more money. And I will agree that running backs deserve more money. But the system's set up where they go down and owners are going, I got to pay so many of them. And there are so many of them, and this is where they're slotted. Where's the money coming from? Quarterbacks are making $50, $55 million, and running backs are making $2 and $3. And I just don't know. Like, it's a salary cap game. So I ask you, where's the? Most teams are capped out, right? Where's the money coming from? You take it from the defensive end. You take it from the left tackle.
Whoever is getting the most money on your team.
What's the quarterback?
You convert X amount into a signing bonus, and voila, you have salary cap space. How do you think Kansas City was able to
make $4 million,
bring back Chris Jones, and then be like, well, we're going to guarantee Patrick Mahomes all this money and not have to cut everyone on the roster?
$210 million over 4 years. Yeah.
It's magic.
Yeah.
I'm not saying these guys are getting 5-year, $80 million deals. I'm saying they need, as frustrating as it is, the settling needs to be the starting point. Like, they need to guarantee themselves a higher base floor per year.
So we're talking about the top guys, the Nick Chubbs, the Saquons, those guys?
And I know it was a loss for Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs to have to settle and sign the franchise tag.
Were they making $10, $12
We're
million?
getting $10 to $12 million guaranteed. But you see what happened to Nick Chubb. Like, I think it's the way the running backs are going to be able to get more money is shorter guaranteed deals. Is understanding that you might have a pipe dream of 60, 70, $80 million, but somehow, some way, if you can get at least 2 years of guaranteed money, 20 plus million, I'd probably shoot for $25 million, like $12.5 million. So there's back-to-back franchise tag stuff. Start there. Like, that's the floor for top running backs. Just at least, hey, I'm guaranteeing myself 2 years of money in this league.
You get $25 million over 2 years, you should live a pretty good life. Your whole freaking life. right? You should be able to live a pretty good life. Now, are you living the life maybe you want to, that the quarterback's living? It's a different life. But you're living a pretty good life. Here's where I start to trend with you. Shelf life of an NFL player is so short. I believe it's somewhere around 3 years. Is it just under 3 years? The average NFL player career is just under 3 years, like 2.8 years or something like that, 3.2. So it's right in there. Their earning window is so short. You know, I think of locally Zach Gentry. What was he in the league? 3 years. Now he's on a practice squad. We thought he was pretty secure, right? I see you looking it up. What'd you find?
3.3 years.
Yeah, so it's right in there, right? It's insanely short. And to your point, it's insanely short because A, of injury, and B, of competition. Younger guy comes in, all of a sudden you're 25, you're the old dude, right? You're the old dude, now you got to go find a job. At 25 years old, what am I doing? So I hear you. I agree with you that the risks of the job would demand a higher salary. I just don't see it's going to happen.
That's why I'm looking at it differently. And these running backs are looking at things. They're throwing everything out there. They're getting in trouble for talking about faking injuries, which you don't want to do.
They should be in trouble for talking about faking injuries. It's not okay.
But unless they were actually doing it, like the NFL, they have to have something concrete here. Instead of just, oh, you guys running Zoom call, throwing out a bunch of things, and there's frustrations, and because then the whole world just watching Nick Chubb potentially have his last carry in the NFL.
You don't think he faked that?
Like, oh, and you guys are coming after us again? Cool. It's guaranteed money over a shorter time. I think that's the way the running backs have to go.
No, it's going to have to be that way because
just make sure you're getting that guarantee and go from there.
You're not getting 4 or 5 year deals. You're just not.
It's not
especially because your first deal is your rookie deal. Then you establish yourself in the league, and all of a sudden you're 25, 26 years old, and you're the old guy. And there's a young guy coming in behind you who is cheaper, who probably is as efficient, and who may get hurt just like you might get hurt. That position is going. Have you seen? Did we do this exercise? Was it the most injured position in the NFL? That or the offensive line? I think by percentage we did this a while back, and I think it was the most injured position, right? AC says, "Good morning, Jeff. I got an answer. I believe one possible solution is to have position salary caps also, with an established player making a minimum. How that player becomes established should be by performance by year. The running back position for established players, the minimum salary should be $12 million plus other performance incentives. The minimum should be guaranteed. All positions should be aligned to this model, just using running back as an example, and all would fit under the team's salary cap." You like that?
Well, he's essentially describing what the franchise tag is.
Somewhat, yeah. But he's saying that's the minimum, not you can make more than that. Right? The franchise tag is the top three, like top three at your position.
Yeah, but the base salaries they're more based on like time put in and position wise. They pretty much have that model.
All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Meanwhile, where do the Browns go? What are the Browns? 1-1, heck of a defense. They're still the enigma. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors.
In New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Running backs are going down. I found an article from April of 2022, so it's a year and a half old, essentially. But it says, what are the top 3 most dangerous positions ranked by injury in football? Number 1 is running back. Number 2 is wide receiver. Number 3 is offensive line, then defensive line, then linebacker. And we've been having the conversation about running backs going down. And it's, how much do you pay them? And from a humanitarian side, from a running back side, from the guy who's out there risking themselves, one guy whose career might have ended last night. Damn, my career can end on any play. I need to get paid. From the guy who's paying him side is, well, his career can end on any play, and I got to pay another one. I got to pay another one and another one and another one. Right? And they're literally, I don't know. I hate this phrase, a dime a dozen. I'll use it because I hate it. But a guy that you never heard of ran for 106 yards last night and a touchdown, right? Or damn near a touchdown, or did score a touchdown. And the owners are saying, well, why am I paying zillions when I got a bunch of guys who are happy to do it, and a guy named Jerome Ford, who you've never heard of, is now your favorite guy in the world, and you all want him on your fantasy team. I see both sides. I'm going to tell you, I mean, what would be just? Yeah, these guys should be making money. Yeah, they're really important. Yeah, they're vital and their careers are short. And they're out there every play and guys get broken on a regular basis. Watch Saquon Barkley go down. You have 3 of the best running backs down now. Right? Nick Chubb, Saquon Barkley, Aaron Jones are all out right now. Right?
Yep.
We're going to sit here next week and go, who else is out? And Austin Eckler's out. So 4 of them. He didn't play. Is he faking it? Is he one of the guys who said he would fake it? What's his injury? We didn't see anything.
He's the guy who started it all.
He's the guy who started. Aaron Jones on a run kind of grabbed the hamstring. I don't want to accuse anybody of faking it. They're the ones who said it. Right? They brought up, they said we should fake injuries, right? That's where that's coming from. I think one of the worst things you can accuse a guy of is quitting or faking an injury.
I look at these running backs, and I think of a guy like Wild Bill right here in New Mexico. Krosky Merritt, he can bust off big runs. He's tough. He's a good runner. He could find a place in the NFL.
That's right. I could drop coffee all over the place and just destroy everything we've done, too. Sorry, dude. I just threw it at you, didn't I?
It happens.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I look at a guy like that, and, I see Ford's contract, 4 years, $4 million. If I'm at a guy at a smaller school, I'm thinking that's the greatest thing that could happen, and I'm going to work very hard for that. So it's like, as a manager, I know these opportunities are out there. So from a 100% business standpoint, I look at it like, why would I pay someone more if I know
the point,
I
right?
the room? Yeah.
I mean that's kind of the point of why are they? I'm ownership. Why am I paying them all that money? Because I'm gonna have to pay another dude money. I'm going to have to keep paying him. Sorry, man. I destroyed JJ's notes. Are those big notes for this weekend?
Oh, everything's reprintable.
Damn, dude. Look what I did. All right, 505-246-0610 if you want to get in on the running back thing. Because it's actually really interesting.
And it's one that I get it. I would be playing the same business model as an owner with running backs. But if you're the running backs, you got to find a legit way to make your mark in the business market. It's not asking for a 5-year, $80 million deal. It is trying to find a way to get the most guaranteed money. And the most guaranteed money for these running backs might be on shorter deals. Like get 2 years, at least 25, and go from there for the top running backs, because that is essentially back-to-back franchise tags. But you guarantee that. You don't wait. Don't sign a 1-year franchise tag and keep your fingers crossed that what happened to Nick Chubb last night doesn't happen to you. Because they're still going right back to the well. They're still giving Josh Jacobs the handoffs, and now Buffalo made him look bad. And that entire Raiders offense on Sunday, Derrick Henry, all these guys, like that's where I think they need to start, because you see something like last night, and it's not just like, oh, we'll see you next year. That one was one of the ones like this one is questionable because his leg was pointing the wrong direction.
All right, what do you make of the Browns now? What are the Browns? Really good defense. Look, what did I tell you almost all offseason that I thought was the biggest wild card going into the season? What did I tell you?
Deshaun Watson.
Do we have an answer yet?
No. But he has to be the answer.
Well, sure he
is. Can they be effective offensive? The style of play should be perfect for what they want to do. Run the football. Well, now that's a big question mark to lose Nick Chubb. But they're still going to try to run the football, create plays. And there were times the first interception wasn't on Deshaun Watson.
No, he had a guy right in the hands.
Right through the hands of a wide receiver.
That's right.
But the hit he took in the pocket, there was zero awareness. Like the ball was just kind of out there in his hand. You know the entire game the Steelers have been hitting you. They've been getting to you. Why are you so lackadaisical there? Because that led you to the fumble, scoop, and score the other way. Now, those are things that can't happen for Deshaun Watson. Like at this point in time, it's not about, I was rusty, I haven't been out. No, you protect the football in the pocket, dude. Like, what are you doing?
So he's absolutely going to be held to a higher standard, okay? Absolutely, and he should be, okay? He's making $250 million guaranteed. The bottom line is wins or losses, correct? So they beat Cincinnati in game 1, 24-3. He was unspectacular, but unburdensome. He was 16 of 29, 154 yards, a touchdown and interception. Okay. Yesterday, 22 of 40, 235, 1-1. He got sacked 6 times yesterday. Now, Pittsburgh's front is good. TJ Watt is a man. Here's where I am. After 2 weeks right now, is he good enough to get to the playoffs? After 2 weeks, here's what I see. Buffalo and Miami are playoff teams. Baltimore's a playoff team. Someone's coming out of the South. And Kansas City's a playoff team. Okay? That's what I see. That leaves 2 spots available in the AFC. Can Cleveland get one? Sure. Who are we looking at? Cleveland, Pittsburgh. I'm not ready to count Cincinnati out at 0-2, although, right? Tennessee, I throw them in there. Chargers are 0-2. Like it feels like them and the Steelers are going to be battling out for that last spot, doesn't it to you?
Yeah, and I think New England's going to find a way.
To do what?
To be in that wild card.
I think that's right. They're 0-2, but...
So, with the way the season has started, people are looking at the records, and the NFC has done a very good job to start the season. The NFC has some wins over the AFC teams. Did we misjudge the AFC being a juggernaut?
Of course.
Or is this actually showing, hey, the AFC is good with the way these teams have already beat up on each other?
Well, okay, so we misjudged a few things here. Everybody loves the Chargers. And look, the Chargers score 1,000 points. They're freaking Chargers. Okay? The one we may have missed on, and if Joe Burrow is hurt and misses, look, they're playing Monday night against the Rams. If they lose at home to the Rams and go 0-3, they got a real problem now. At some point, this relax, this RELAX thing. At some point, it's fine. I'll relax, but you got to win a damn game somewhere, don't you? How behind do you got to get? And they may lose to the Rams next week, right? Did we overjudge the Jets? I don't know if we overjudged them. They lose Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers got hurt.
So I don't know. Who else did you think we overjudged? You still think Buffalo's good? You think Miami's good? You think Baltimore's good? Maybe we overjudged Cincinnati. You underjudged the South.
I have to see more from the Steelers offense.
Totally.
I know they played San Francisco. They played Cleveland, but I thought that they would take a step to where they could be efficient in those games and not look like Kenny Pickett's a rookie quarterback.
Here's what we may have underjudged: Falcons, the Buccaneers, the Rams. Right? I don't know what the North is. I still think the Packers are okay. The Commanders, maybe. We underjudged the Commanders. Now, who'd they beat? I mean, they beat the Broncos and they beat the Cardinals. So I'm not ready to crown their ass. Right? They didn't beat anybody. But they beat who's in front of them. Right? Look, that's why we say all the time. Every time you think you know about this league, you don't know. That's why it's so hard to bet. That's why he got a bonus loss. Yeah. He's 0-7.
He took a bonus loss. I think there's more solid teams than we anticipated in the NFC. I think there's an elite tier. It's San Francisco, Philadelphia, Dallas.
Okay.
And then the really competitive tier.
Which is almost everybody else?
Which is a good
except for Arizona?
Like Green Bay, Detroit.
No, seriously. Everybody but Arizona.
Atlanta, New Orleans. And Tampa Bay, there's just something that all offseason I've been looking at that team. And Baker Mayfield has done his job for 2 weeks. But you look at Tampa Bay and New Orleans, like they're the same team. But we just love New Orleans because they got Derek Carr.
And they don't score a point. They haven't hit 28. So let's have a conversation about Tampa Bay after the next 3 weeks. You know what they get the next 3 weeks? Eagles, Saints, Lions. Falcons, Bills. All right, let's see what Baker Mayfield and them are all about. They beat the Vikings and the Bears. Vikings are the biggest disappointment in the NFL so far. Next to Cincinnati. Vikings and Cincinnati, would you say? After 2 weeks, biggest disappointment?
I think you got to say that the biggest disappointment is always going to be the Chargers, and then you talk about everyone else.
The Chargers are in their own damn league.
They are. You put up that many points and you don't walk away with wins. That's,
God bless them.
Head coach is supposed to be a defensive-minded guy.
You know how we always have the conversation? Well, the defense is always upset because the offense isn't scoring. I mean,
it doesn't apply here, does
it? Did you see Justin Herbert on that sideline the other day just going, well, I mean, at least I got paid and I live in L.A. and chicks are hot and we can't win. It's insane because he is really good. He is really, really good. And they're 0-2. Who do they get next? Because it's at some point, they're going to have to start winning some games too now. Think of the Vikings, Raiders, Cowboys, Chiefs, next 4. I mean, the Vikings are desperate next week, and it's up there.
Ooh, Jeff.
What?
Who needs it more?
That's it. Well, I mean, seriously.
Yes. We can do the Mountain West basketball theory for this game.
Let me just tell you, that theory is 93% accurate. Like, what? I have a theory on Mountain West basketball games when like during the season, when there's really evenly matched teams, they're playing each other on a Tuesday night, and like who needs the game more when it's relatively and it's almost always right. Who needs the game more, right? I mean, it's about 93%. Not 0 for 7, 93%. All right, when we come back, it's on me. That's what the head coach said about blowing a lead of historical proportions. It's on me. Yeah, whatever, man. Figure it out. That's coming up next on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football. All right, Balloon Fiesta. What's today, the 19th? Balloon Fiesta's in like 2 weeks, boys and girls. You ready? Everybody's coming to town. You got family coming in. You're going to be going everywhere. How's your car? got to get it looking right, don't you? And you got to do it for you. You're tired of running around in a vehicle that's got fries and socks and everything else all over it. Call my friends at On the Spot Automotive Detailing and have them take care of this for you. They will come to you and detail your vehicle. Okay, there's a lot in that sentence. I know. First of all, yeah, they really do come to you where it's convenient, when it's convenient, wherever it works for you. I don't know where they are. It doesn't matter. They know where you are. They'll come there when you have time. I don't have time. That's the point. You're working, they're in the parking lot, and they are detailing your vehicle. It's one of your biggest investments. Take care of it, clean it, detail it. It's going to look and feel and smell like the day you took it off the lot. Great gift as well, as we're getting into gifting season. Everybody will love this. What's a great gift? Something they will love that they probably won't buy for themselves. On the Spot Automotive Detailing is at 505-859-2859. 505-859-2859 or online at otsdetailing.com. That's otsdetailing.com.
This report is sponsored by Discover.
Olivas going to the corner of the end zone. Nice grab there by Josh Jackson, and that's going to be a touchdown, El Dorado.
Their strong point, their focal point, and their
Nelson will keep it himself for some room on the right side. Nelson's on his feet, and he is in. It's a touchdown for Noah Nelson.
Sliding, they slid out of going out there. Linebacker, they're going for the big gutter play. How did he hold on to that? Ethan Olguin. My goodness, a 32-yard bomb. He's going to launch this one long, and it's a little bit short, but what a pull down. Fabian Trujillo. Unbelievable, this man.
Dyer, back to pass. Pressure, gets out of it nicely. On the sideline, got an open man. It's Lambrana. Cheeto makes one miss. Cuts back up the middle. Another cut to the right, and he's all the way down at the 10-yard line.
That's Sweet Pete Jr.
Right?
That's Sweet Pete Jr. right
What a move there by Cheeto Lambrera.
Second and one, give it to Gallus. Once again, he evades one tackle, evades two. Breaking into the open, there's a block, bye-bye. And he breaks the last tackle to get through. Jack Gallus with the touchdown.
With his defense so far. Vukovic, and that ball is ripped up. Bernalillo will have this ball at the 1-yard line.
That's the extra yards for Cheeto. Dyer quickly, it's batted into the air, and it is picked off. Rams football as Rio Rancho finally gets the turnover they need as it's tipped into the waiting arms of Vicente Tafoya. Ryan Brown that punched it into the air and allowed Tafoya to come away with it. Let's see if Nelson can make it pay.
Right
No! LaCueva gets it back on another tip drill. It falls into the waiting arms of the senior Luke Ryder.
Kick is up. It will bounce into the arms of Daniel Garcia, and Garcia explodes through the middle. He dodges Castro, and Garcia will run that one back from about the 17-yard line. Call that one an 83-yard touchdown rush.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets. Because
Hey, our shows are archived on a daily basis. I had somebody who was out of town yesterday in D.C. said, hey, how do I hear the show? He's an Aggie fan. He said, how do I hear the show? And it's all on sportsanimалabq.com. sportsanimалabq.com. Click on the opening drive, and you can listen to the show. If you missed Jerry Kill this morning, go back and take a listen. I think it'll be worth your time. The Aggie coach was with us at 7:15. He had not spoken publicly since the Liberty game. He was not feeling well last week, and he alluded to it to our show, to us this morning on our show. I think there was a lot of speculation. Jerry basically, confirmed that there was he was having seizures last week, and he said, it's been well documented for 20 years. It's out there. And he talked about taking the hit on the sideline and getting up. And he says, I didn't have seizures. I didn't seize, which was good. And so good conversation with Jerry, who was in a great mood, talked about, he got trucked on the sideline. Trucked, right?
It was a heart-stopping moment.
Yeah. No, seriously.
When he got hit.
And I didn't realize what happened up in the booth. And George said, I think Coach Kill's down. And I put my the binoculars on him. I'm like, oh, damn. And I kind of had an idea what was going on last week. I knew a little bit what was going on. And, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I like Jerry a lot, and he's a hard guy not to like personally. And he put some gauze in his beak, and he went up and started barking at referees again. What did he say? You asked him, should there have been targeting on it? He said, I wouldn't have remembered it anyway.
I wouldn't have remembered.
But it's worth the conversation. It's worth the time if you have some time. Go back and take a listen to what Jerry Kill had to say about beating the Lobos and what it meant, and really about his health too. It was just good to hear him. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. How you feeling if you're the Arizona Cardinals today?
If I'm the Arizona Cardinals franchise,
yeah,
I am ecstatic.
Because you lost.
If I'm a fan, I'm like, oh, man. Blew 2 leads in the fourth quarter.
They were up all day. They were shutting out the Giants at halftime. So they played 2 competitive football games. They went across the country and lost to the Commanders by 4. And then they had the Giants beat until they lost. Their head coach is Jonathan Gannon, first-year head coach. Said, it's on me. Quote, they had a couple of drives that were long, and the guys with the defensive side, that starts with me. Exactly what we couldn't do to lose that game coming out of halftime, we did. And when that's the case, it's on me explicitly. End quote. Young coach, second game, bad team, taking the blame. I'm fine with it, I guess.
This is perfect for Arizona.
Yeah.
Because they are climbing the list of bad franchises with questionable ownership. We just don't talk about them enough because they're one of those teams that kind of out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, but they've climbed it.
That they're on that list. The stuff that's gone on with their general manager, he still has a job. The ownership stuff, it's been a disaster. But for them, to keep fans invested, that's 2 weeks. Your fans are all in. They're like, oh man, this is great. My team is actually has a chance to win a game with Joshua Dobbs, who looked really good in that first half. But then you're 0-2. That is how you tank, sir. That is how you get it done. Keep them invested to a point, and you still don't win.
What do you think about Joshua Dobbs? I mean, I was watching the first half going, hey, there's my guy. Aaron Rodgers went down. I need a fantasy quarterback. I'm playing the Baker Mayfield, Kenny Pickett, Mac Jones roulette wheel. Oh, really? I was like, well, Joshua Dobbs are going to be playing from behind every week. He looks like he can score a little bit. Like I was all, pick one, play fantasy football. I'm 0-6, dude. I'm not very good. Well, not you, because you told me about Juwan Johnson and Justin Fields. So I'm not sure I'm into your thoughts either, by the way. I'm kidding somewhat. I'm 0-6 in fantasy football.
I'm 0-7 in gambling. It's a tough year.
Play me the roulette wheel. Pick one. Baker Mayfield, Joshua Dobbs, Mac Jones, Kenny Pickett. What do you like? You got to take one.
Well, Joshua Dobbs plays Dallas Cowboys next week. No.
All right, so you're not going there. Tampa Bay's got it a little tougher next week, too, right? They got the Eagles.
Tampa has the Eagles at home on Monday Night Football.
Who's Mac Jones got?
Mac Jones is at the Jets.
So there's a bunch of good defenses out there. Where are you going? Russell Wilson's out there. I don't want Russell Wilson over any of those guys. Kenny Pickett?
Pickett would be the play at Las Vegas of that group of fantastic quarterback selections you have for fantasy football.
Who's Seattle got this week?
They're hosting Carolina.
I'm in on Geno. Heads Carolina.
What he did without
tails California.
2 offensive tackles.
Yeah.
Was efficient, looked good, made plays, found Tyler Lockett down the field.
That was why they were my number one winner of the week. Because the way they bounced back with both tackles out on the road against a Lions team that everybody was in love with. And by the way, everybody should be in love with the Lions. There's a lot to love about the Lions. But that's why Seattle was my number one winner of the week. I thought that win said so much about that club, right? Everybody was ready to put them at 0-2.
Yep.
They looked like crud against the Rams at home. Maybe the Rams were a little bit better than people thought. They went on the road and beat that team that beat the Chiefs. They played defense. They got a pick 6. Jared Goff doesn't turn the ball over. Well, he did that time. They scored when they had to. They ran the football. They threw the ball. Everybody was, Geno's a one-hit wonder. I don't know, man. He looked good for 17 freaking games last year, didn't he? He had a bad game against the Rams. All of a sudden, everybody was ready to put Geno out to pasture. I'm not going to lie. I questioned it a little bit, too. I did.
You had to after that game. At home, looked that bad against the Rams.
Biggest win of the
Big
week
bounce
was
back.
them. I thought. I don't want to save a season and week 2, but
you go into Detroit, a team that just beat Kansas City on national TV. The hype train is rolling. You know Detroit's feeling confident, and you win that game without your 2 offensive tackles. Absolutely the biggest winner Sunday.
All right. I just talked to you about one quarterback who came back. I think you believe Geno's back. There's another quarterback who I think everybody put on the shelf. He is done. What about those other 2 quarterbacks on that roster? He's the first guy who's going to be benched, and then he went out and did that. He's an older quarterback. He put him on this list. Tennessee's guy, next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
Concrete doesn't have to be blah. JPR Construction Supply.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us, and my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
So there's a bunch of quarterbacks that people just discarded, right? I mean, you just look at it. Who would we decide if I asked you after week one? This was relatively easy almost. Who's the first quarterback that's going to be benched for a non-injury reason? What was the answer? It was Ryan Tannehill, wasn't it?
Tannehill was up there, yes.
Was there? I don't even know that there was anybody else in the conversation. Was there?
Not after week one.
All right. Ryan Tannehill went 20 of 24 for 246 yards, a touchdown. He also ran for a touchdown. He had a game-winning drive in overtime. Who'd they beat? The Chargers. Quote, I knew last week wasn't who I am as a player. I knew I was going to bounce back this week, but it's nice to feel the support of your teammates throughout the week. Where are you on Ryan Tannehill now? He's not a great quarterback. He's not the future. They got Will Levis and Malik Willis. Levis and Willis. Thank you. Didn't mean to snap at you. Where are you now with that franchise? What gives them the best chance? Because they're in a division that, look, they're going to be in the conversation for a playoff. AFC's going to beat up on each other. I just told you, I think there's 2 spots for probably 5 teams, right? I think we think Buffalo, Miami, Baltimore, Jacksonville, and the Chiefs are in. Buffalo, Miami, Baltimore, Jacksonville, that's 5. That means there's probably going to be 2 spots left open for the Bengals, the Browns, the Steelers, the Patriots, the Titans, the Chargers. Right? Yep. Were you on Tannehill after watching what he did last week?
You can't change where you are on Ryan Tannehill. It's a quarterback that has 8 career games, 3 or more interceptions. Weeks he's going to look better than other weeks. It's a roller coaster ride. And the thing with Ryan Tannehill is he's the veteran, been there, done that, understands everything in the offense, has the trust in Mike Vrabel, and their team that's just not ready to put in a young quarterback just to put it in. Like, they believe that they can still compete in that division, and that means that Ryan Tannehill is going to be your starting quarterback.
I just gave you that list of, if you're playing fantasy football, I gave you Pickett and, what did I give you? I think I said Pickett and Ritter and Baker Mayfield and Mac Jones. Put Tannehill in there. Does Tannehill jump to the top of your list?
What are you asking?
Who do you want long term for you need a fantasy quarterback?
You play the matchups. None of these guys are long term. Tennessee at Cleveland.
Make a trade is what you're saying? Make a trade?
I mean, it kind of depends strategically. Are you willing to stream all season? Because, yeah, just like JJ said, these are week-to-week guys. So if you can make a trade for a number one, you might look at doing that. But you can find a good streaming option every week. So I think JJ's right on. Just play the matchups.
There's a number of franchises right now insecure at quarterback. And we're only 2 weeks in. When we started, everybody was relatively secure at quarterback, except for Arizona and Tennessee.
Tampa Bay as well. They were kind of battling it out to the
All right, let's go to Baker. All right, let's have this Baker conversation. Do you have a different feeling about Baker after 2 weeks than you did 2 weeks ago?
Yes. Yes, I think he is serviceable. He does have a good lineup around him. JJ's been talking about that all offseason. I mean, he's got the studs around him. Evans looks good. As long as he plays smart football, he can lead that team down a path that I don't think any of us saw just a couple weeks ago.
It feels like Rachaad White's a decent running back who catches the ball well out of the backfield. He's got two really good receivers in Godwin and Evans. Right? Now, look, they're not putting up a million points, 20 and 27 against the Vikings and the Bears. Figure they get beat by the Eagles next week. Saints aren't unbeatable. They're not scoring any points. Lions were just beat. Falcons aren't unbeatable. Am I supposed to buy into Baker now? Is this is the reincarnation of Baker, the number 1 overall pick, that he's a back to being a legitimate quarterback in the NFL?
No. Well, what are we doing with these quarterbacks? What does legitimate mean? If
winning games,
then yes, he can compete in that division. The Falcons are not that much better than Tampa Bay or the Saints.
When do they play each
Tampa Bay can absolutely compete in NFC South. Because the thing with Baker Mayfield, it's play within yourself, and he's done that for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He has a big playmaker in Mike Evans. Sometimes it's just as simple as throw it up and let the dude make a play, and he was able to do that on Sunday.
That might be one of the most compelling divisions when it's all said and done. One of the ones you just call the throwaway, right? The Saints, Falcons, and Buccaneers feel like they're all right in the same bucket.
You have to beat the Panthers if you're in that division.
And the Saints did last night.
The Falcons and Saints have already done that.
Yeah.
That's the key. The Panthers are the team that can trip you up if you lose the division game to the Panthers.
Who's the worst team in football right now? Arizona? Who's more competitive? I mean, Arizona, I guess the Panthers have been competitive. After 2 weeks, who's the worst team in football?
I'm going off of what we've watched and not thinking long term.
Yep.
Like, because I think that's two different answers.
Totally.
It's Chicago Bears.
Ooh.
They have broken Justin Fields. They have made him think that he has to do everything in the pocket, that he has to sit there, and he holds on to the football. He's taking sacks. He's not letting it go. He's missing reads. That offense is broken. I do not know what they did to Justin Fields. Last year, at least, he was getting out of the pocket. He's making plays. This year, it's like they told him not to run. There have been only 4 designed runs called for Justin Fields in 2 weeks. Chicago is a disaster offensively.
I'm going to tell you, I think Carolina's a disaster offensively. I think they look horrible.
Carolina at least understands where they are. Growing pains, rookie quarterback. Let's get him out there. This was supposed to be the step forward. This was the dark horse division winner.
For the
this
Bears.
was, dude, could Justin
I didn't
Fields
buy it. Yeah.
be a guy
Yeah.
that's at least flirting with the MVP conversation? And Justin Fields, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what the offense coordinator is doing. That man is broken right now.
And here come the Chiefs, by the way. And here come the Chiefs. Who do you think is the worst team in football right now? Because Arizona, to me, is competitive.
Arizona's made it very interesting in 2 games. The Bears have not. And JJ's right on. I mean, they broke him. How do you have 4 designed runs for a guy who went for 1,100 yards last year? It defies logic.
So you think they're worse than Carolina?
Yes.
Yes.
Carolina was a tough watch last night, man. They play each other on November 9th.
But they were playing against a very good defense.
They were.
And yeah, rookie struggles, learning the offense.
Even with Bryce Young, the Panthers minus 17. They've only scored 27 points, minus 17 point difference. They're started at minus 28 with Justin Fields and an offense that was supposed to score points.
Did they break Justin Fields, or is Fields not as good as everybody thought?
Might be a little of both.
They've broken Justin Fields.
Okay.
Like, Justin Fields is part of it because we knew that there were some big steps he had to take to be a passer, but why are you... I don't understand when you're trying to develop mobile quarterbacks, why there's this sense. And I kind of saw it week 1 with Baltimore. Like, Lamar just didn't feel like himself. He was just trying to do everything from the pocket. Like, that's not who you are. That's not how you're going to win MVPs. That's not how you're going to win games. Late in games, when you have to make a throw from the pocket, okay. But you got to be loose. You got to be yourself early in games. And there's been nothing loose about Justin Fields and that team. He has been bad, and I think the offense coordinator has been terrible. Just look at what was going on social media yesterday. They were breaking down one of the terrible interceptions that Justin Fields threw, and it's because on back-to-back plays, they ran the same exact play. There was a penalty on the first play. They come back, reset, and they run the same exact play, and Tampa's like, okay,
I just saw this. Yeah. Just saw this.
What is that?
Yeah. Interesting.
That's on the quarterback. That's on the OC. It's a disaster.
All right. When we come back, can we do this? Baseball's coming down the stretch. The National League and the American League wild cards are really good. What to watch over the last week and a half, 2 weeks of Major League Baseball, because this mess got interesting. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, and DC on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You do anything to keep
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Ozera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
A couple weeks away, you're going to get baseball playoffs too. Playoffs? Orioles have clinched a playoff spot, but they haven't clinched their division. They're 2.5 clear of the Tampa Bay Rays in the American League East. Twins 7 clear of the Guardians in the AL Central. Astros 1.5 clear of both the Rangers and the Mariners. You got a race in the American League West. Braves have won the National League West. They're 14 up on the Phillies. Brewers 6 up on the Cubs and the Reds in the National League Central. And the Dodgers have won the West. They're 14 up on the Diamondbacks. So what about the wild card? Well, I mean, look, we got races now. In the American League, Tampa Bay is going to be in. Okay? But you've got 3 teams for 2 spots. Toronto 1 up. Texas and Seattle are tied for that last spot. Texas and Seattle are going at each other. Seattle's playing the A's right now. So watch those 2 teams. There's there's 12 games left for those 2 teams. Okay? So Seattle's fun, man. So is Texas. Texas is a fun team too.
Yes, they are.
National League. Phillies seem safe. They're 4 games clear. Right now, the 2 wild card spots, the Diamondbacks have one of them by a half game. Cubs and Reds in a dead heat for the last one, with the Marlins a half game back and the Giants 2 back. You've got 6 teams competing, well, really 5 teams competing for 3 slots. Baseball's fun right now, man. Padres probably out 5.5 back of the last playoff spot.
Yeah, especially with Hugh Darvish not pitching the rest of the season, Joe Musgrave not pitching. The offense has looked really good for San Diego. Juan Soto has been on fire. They got a chance to eat a little bit because they're going to game 2 of a series against the Rockies with no margin for error.
None. So they can beat up on the Rockies a little bit, and that's where everybody's trying to get healthy. They get the Rockies, Cardinals, Giants, and Cubs is what they got left. So baseball, I mean, I don't know, are we after August 28th or whatever when you said we could take a look at it?
Yeah, you get pushing the limit, but yes, you can talk baseball.
Pushing the limit. I mean, I took one like little bitty segment. Yeah. I don't know, man. Baseball's still fun. And I'm looking at a playoff now.
It's got to be the tagline.
Baseball's
still fun.
It is. But I'm going to get the Orioles, which I'm fired up about. I think the Astros are still really good. Dodgers, Brewers, Braves. Give me some Diamondbacks. Give me something different, man. Give me some Diamondbacks and Marlins and Mariners. I'm all about it. So it's a good watch. And I know a bunch of you are still watching the baseball. My mom calls me every day. Did you see the Dodger game last night? No. They're 14 games up. I'll watch them here in 2 weeks when it matters. You know what I mean? All right, we'll do Red Zone. What do you want to do that, 9:15? Got some good Red Zone stuff for you today now that the complete week of NFL is over. Deshaun Watson said, I played like bleep. He made a promise. What he said after last night's game. And Sean Payton. Yep, Sean Payton, the guy who bagged on the last coach's 0-2. What he says or doesn't say to turn the Broncos around. It's the opening drive. Glad you're with us on a beautiful Tuesday morning. Boy, did we get storms last night, though, huh? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, refractive lens exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
11 a.m. kickoff window on a Sunday.
Right. I was listening to the DA show, the show before us on CBS Sports Radio. I don't need two. Why did I have two? And then I had to go over, and the other game was trash. And it goes too late at night. And I don't care about the West Coast, so it starts early. But what was wrong with two games, dude? Tell me what was wrong with two.
So I actually read about this. The NFL is doing a viewership test of sorts.
Yeah.
And so next week they're going to do the same thing and
Right.
flip-flop stations. This really is just a viewer preference metric they're trying to find to make it more enjoyable. So might have been tough, but I don't think there is a plan to have two games on Monday night moving forward other than next week.
Yeah, next week you get the Rams and Bengals are the second game. You get the Eagles and the Buccaneers first, I think, right? Since when do we complain that? I got to watch. Now, for fantasy football, it's tough, right? What do you do with the injured guys that are late and all that stuff?
For fantasy football, it kind of opens up options when you have 4 teams to choose from. If you have to pull a random
Makes
guy.
it easier for you. Yeah, from that side. Well, all right. Indianapolis won this week. They beat Houston. They did it with a quarterback, too, for the most part. Anthony Richardson went out after scoring 2. He slammed his head on the ground on the second touchdown. And from what I understand, he self-reported the concussion symptoms, which I find commendable, and I know other people don't. But with all it's almost encouraging with all the education we've done on concussions, that the young man was feeling what evidently he must have learned to be concussion symptoms, that he went and self-reported. I know there's others who say, I would never do that. I almost find that commendable. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Absolutely. They should make a better point to let people know that actually happened, because if more guys did that, the game would be better.
Yeah, and human life would be better. No. Quarterback 2 is Gardner Minshew there.
And plus, it's the second game of what you hope is a long career for your franchise quarterback,
who just ran in 2 touchdowns in the first quarter.
If he's a little woozy, I'm good with him taking a seat.
Yeah. They were good with Gardner Minshew, and he led him to a victory. All right, then there's the guy in Denver. Sean Payton said after Sunday's loss that the team is burning timeouts and lining up too late in the play clock because of issues getting the calls into the field from the sideline. Why are we having that issue? How long have you been doing this? The first thing he says, quote, the first thing we have to do is reduce the verbiage. And if we have longer plays, then we can easily get a wristband. But we have to reduce the variables. And I just finished saying this at the team meeting. If we're offensively and defensively having trouble breaking the huddle and getting lined up, then we need to look at, do we have too much in? End quote. All right, so I'm hearing Russ might have to wear a wristband and whatever. So the way that works is if there's a wristband, it corresponds with those charts you see that play callers have, and he'll call a play that's coded with a number and a color, whatever. Go pink 416, and then he looks on his wristband and then he calls the play. It reduces the verbiage. I don't know, man. How long is this guy? This guy's the genius that was going to save everything. And of all the problems I'm having is verbiage and getting plays in that's my issue.
Sounds like a coaching issue.
Doesn't it?
It sure does.
The guy who just completely ripped on Nathaniel Hackett for the Gong Show that was there last year. Do you feel like it's a lot better?
No, a lot better, no. And it's funny, too, because this came up in the offseason when Pete Carroll talked about Russell Wilson not liking the wristband. I can't remember exactly what the situation was, but he pushed him to use the wristband. He pushed back, and that was a major point of contention for those two. The idea that Peyton 2 weeks in is talking about doing the same thing is very telling to me.
All right, let's have a conversation about your guy, Russ. Mark Sanchez did, right? Mark Sanchez is the former NFL quarterback, the current commentator, and most famous for JJ eating the
cheesy sweet potatoes,
the cheesy sweet
and the butt
potatoes
fumble.
at my house on Thanksgiving.
One of my best
sitting
Thanksgiving
on my
memories.
couch and watching the butt fumble live.
Unbelievable play.
Tilly was she out of town or what? JJ was over this years ago. JJ was at our house for Thanksgiving. Audra made up some cheesy sweet potatoes and they were pretty good. And we watched the butt fumble. All right. So can Russ be saved? This is Mark Sanchez, the former NFL quarterback, former USC quarterback, current commentator on Russell Wilson. He was on the Colin Cowherd show yesterday.
Sure, it's his second year in Denver. It's his first year in this system. This is going to take time. Whether you're Tom Brady, I mean, remember at the break, I keep bringing up this example, but at the break, they were 7-5.
7-5 and ugly.
And it was like, oof, Tom Brady's too old. He can't handle this. Gronkowski's too old. They can't make this work. And they went on a heater and ended up winning the whole dang thing. So in the second half of the season. So to say after 2 weeks that Russell can't play well at the end of the games, I think is unfair. I think this stuff takes a while. It takes more time on task. But bottom line is, even if it's not perfect in the second half, even if you're not operating at an incredibly high level in the second half, with an 18-point lead, like just get me out of a jam. You know what I mean? And it becomes that like self-preservation kind of idea. Like, boys, we got the win in a bag here. Like, let's just not give it away.
With all due respect, Russell Wilson isn't Tom Brady. And with all due respect, it's not just a couple of games. It's now a season plus a couple of games plus. Mark Sanchez knows more about football than I do. I will yield to him on that. I'm struggling buying what he's selling right there. You buy it?
I do. Not that they're a Super Bowl team, but that game wasn't lost because of Russell Wilson. That game was lost because the Denver defense was supposed to be a pretty good unit. Made Sam Howell look like an all-pro quarterback. And they blew a lead, which goes on everyone, but this isn't as simple as Russell Wilson is terrible. Russell Wilson is not living up to what they want him to be, so he's always going to be a failure. But looking at that game Sunday, that was a defensive disaster.
Yes. Yeah, if you want to place blame first and foremost, yes, it's on defense. Russ didn't do enough to win. Gave the ball away. I just don't. I want to see it. I want to be wrong on it. I just don't.
And Sean Payton he's skating because he's Sean Payton. They gave up a first-round pick for him. He's the savior. Pot meat kettle.
Please?
Yes. This isn't some upgrade over Nathaniel Hackett in terms of things looking better or functioning better.
What am I watching, man?
We were clowning on Nathaniel Hackett last year because he hired a time management coach. And now these same issues are occurring with Sean Payton there.
This is our issue. Yeah. I can't get plays in. Yeah. Yeah. We're too wordy. Our verbiage is too much. Really? Sometimes, and look, I get it. It's a complicated game. It is. And it's become more complex and more complicated as time goes on. Maybe you just need to simplify it.
The thing with Russell Wilson, I think because he was so bad last year, people act like he wasn't ever a good quarterback.
He was.
Like it was some magic. He played with a good defense. But that it wasn't. You never watched Seattle and went, man, this offense is trash.
No.
It wasn't. It's not like you're watching Kenny Pickett. It's not like you're watching Cleveland Browns offense. And so is this just the first time where someone just lost it? Did Russell Wilson just stop caring? Because that's what we got to talk about.
Would it be the first time? I mean, because it does feel like
he just not care?
I don't know if he doesn't care. It feels like
how does this happen? It's not some guy that is like, he's playing an extra season. He was 42 years old, 43 probably. I'm like, what is going on? I just thought it was the coaching, but then Sean Payton is running in the same speed bumps that Nathaniel Hackett did last year.
Got a tip on the fantasy football on the text line. Here's the tip, Jeff. Go get Sam Howell. People like Sam Howell. Looked good against Denver, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
You sure made him look good. All right, when we come back, you want to go in the red zone?
Let's do it.
Cowboys going to win it all? AFC or NFC tougher? We're going to get into some of that next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670. Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can.
JJ Buck.
Let's go, baby!
It's first and goal.
All right, we talked a lot about elite defenses this offseason, but rarely brought up the Saints. After last night's performance, the Saints have gone 10 consecutive games, allowing fewer than 20 points, the longest streak in club history. New Orleans did not allow a touchdown in 2023 until 1 minute 16 seconds remaining in Week 2, the longest such streak to start a season in team history. Despite a slow offensive start, the Saints are now 2-0. So looking at their schedule, which is considered the second easiest in the NFL this year, what do you expect from the New Orleans Saints moving forward?
I think they're going to start 6-0. They got the Packers, the Buccaneers, the Patriots, the Texans coming up. They get Alvin Kamara back in a week after this, one more week. So I think they start scoring some points. I think he's a big piece offensively. I think Derek Carr figures it out. The quarterbacks that defense is going up against is Jordan Love is trying to figure it out. Baker Mayfield, who you don't trust. Mac Jones, who's trying to figure it out. And C.J. Stroud is trying to figure it out. I think they start 6-0.
Well, the big question there, in parentheses, are they a Super Bowl contender? Yes. Because I believe this team could make the NFC Championship game. And that's where I go to. If you are a team that can make the NFC Championship game, thus you are a Super Bowl contender. And that's what you can get out of the New Orleans Saints.
Second and goal.
The last time the Cleveland Browns started a season 2-0 was in 1993. The last time the Dallas Cowboys won a Super Bowl was in 1996. What happens first, the Cowboys winning it all or the Browns starting a season 2-0?
I'll go with the Browns starting a season 2-0. But I don't think the Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl this season. And then next chance to have that happen would be the beginning of next year for Cleveland.
1993? Last time the Browns started 93, the Cowboys Super Bowl was 96. Damn, dude, there's a bunch of people listening to going, that's way before, like, me. Browns going 2-0 just because it's the odds, I think. I mean, at some point they're going to start 2-0, I think.
Third and goal.
ESPN's NFL Power Rankings were just published. Currently, the 49ers, Cowboys, and Eagles are ranked 1, 2, and 3. The Dolphins are in at 4, and the Chiefs are at 5. In the preseason, the AFC seemed like the more difficult conference, but these rankings tell a different story. So you tell me, which is the toughest conference in the NFL, the AFC or the NFC?
So toughest is interesting. I think the more competitive is going to be the NFC. I think there's a lot of like teams. I think the best is the AFC. Miami, Bills, Baltimore, Kansas City at the top. And right in the top of the NFC is San Francisco, Dallas, and the Eagles. I think the AFC is deeper. I think the NFC is more competitive and more like teams.
It's just kind of, the NFC reminds me of the SEC, where the elite teams pull everyone else up. I think there's good teams, but I'm looking at Washington, Green Bay, the NFC South that we just talked about. I gave the Saints all the praise, but I'm not all in on the Falcons, not on the Buccaneers. I think there's good teams, but not enough teams, I believe, that could actually win the conference. Whereas I look at the AFC, I think Miami's
they're deeper.
There, Buffalo's there, Baltimore
Jags
is there. I can't count out Joe Burrow, man. I'm second best quarterback in the NFL. I think Trevor Lawrence could get hot. Kansas City, like, there's more teams I believe are championship caliber in the AFC.
Fourth and goal.
Did I stutter? Beer me.
Well, speaking of Burrow, let's play GM. After the Burrow jury the Burrow injury, Jamar Chase said Burrow should sit out the first 5 games. Many wrote that idea off, but he might have been onto something. How would you handle the Burrow situation moving forward?
If you can't play, you can't play, right? My first, you're up first. Sorry, I jumped you.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, you can't play, you can't play. Like I would handle it dependent upon the injury. And watching the dude limp off the field the other day, I got to get him healthy. Now, how many games can I lose? Well, I can't get buried, but it does me no good if Jake Browning's my guy, whether I'm 1-3 or 0-4. Right? I got to get him healthy. And so how would I handle it? I'm sitting him until I know we can go out and win me games. And right now he can't go out and win me games.
If he was cleared to play and he just re-aggravated it, there's nothing you can do. That happens. But it's...
Which I think is probably what happened.
And for, Jamar Chase, when he was talking about it, it's not a terrible idea. Because I believe the last Super Bowl that Tom Brady won in New England, wasn't he suspended the first 4 games of the season? And some are joking like, hey, maybe this is what you do with Tom Brady now. Give him a rest during the season and then let him play.
Maybe.
But for Joe Burrow, it's about the long game. But they have missed that window because they've started 0-2 in division.
What'd you do with him?
We talked about this right after it happened. There was a really good article on The Athletic that kind of broke down the injury and really pointed out the reoccurrence rate. So I'm with you guys. You sit him until he can play, but it's unfortunate that this happened, actually. I mean, well, honestly, sure. I would have sat him at the beginning of the year personally, because if I had my backup ready to go and ready to play, we're more likely to win games in the first 4.
Your backup's never played. I'm with JJ. I think he probably, not even probably, I think he got cleared to play, and they figured, all right, go out and play, and he re-aggravated it. So what are you going to do, right? I mean, soft tissue issues like that, they feel ready to go, and it just takes a tweak. There was an injury yesterday. I meant to bring this up. It was in the Pittsburgh game. There was a lineman who went down. His foot got caught. Did you see the non-contact injury? It was kind of innocuous, but it was a dude who went down. And I remember thinking, if this was on turf, they'd be screaming that this was a turf injury. And his cleat got caught in the grass. Did you guys see this last night? It was in the Pittsburgh game. Like, there's non-contact injuries all the time. And I know these are basically unrelated, but it reminded me of it. So the Burrow thing is a soft tissue injury. I think he re-aggravated it. There was an injury, and I know I ask this all the time. Don't injuries happen on grass too? We watched the Chubb injury, which was a contact injury, so I don't think that classifies. But there was a non-contact leg injury with a player last night in regards to the whole turf thing. How do you think they're going to figure this out on the turf? I know everybody's screaming and it's easy and the owners are cheap. How are you growing grass in Ford Field? Do we have to bring in now a set of lights? Like honestly, give me the solution, because I know it sounds easy. Just freaking do it. Just do it. Okay. We agree. How are you growing grass in the Superdome in New Orleans? How are you growing grass in Ford Field? How are you growing grass in places? Is it now? Find some sort of greenhouse light. Like, how do you grow weed in a greenhouse? Okay. I mean, no, honestly, right? How are we doing this?
Well, I mean, they figured it out in Arizona. So you just
they got a tray. So that's how they built the stadium, right? They roll that field out and get it sunlight and water it, and that's how they do it there.
And that's what it took. So
how are you doing that in the Superdome? You got to build a brand new multi-zillion-dollar stadium?
Perhaps. I mean,
really?
If player safety is your number one concern, then that is something you have to evaluate.
Wow. Okay. So now we got to everybody gets a new stadium.
I'm sure there's a way that before you build a new stadium, now I think that the teams would probably love it. They can go back to the city and get money for a brand new stadium out of it to figure out, all right, can we do this indoors? And if not, there's some place you might have to play on turf.
Okay, I'm going to lean on people that know way more about this than me. But I mean, when I say you can grow weed in a greenhouse, I mean, you've been growing weed inside for years. You've been growing stuff, right? Is it now, and how do we do this lighting during the week and like a sprinkler system? And because just take a building like the Superdome in a municipality that probably doesn't have in New Orleans the multi-million dollars to go and give them money to go get a new stadium. Or take Ford Field, which is in Detroit, which is, I don't know, probably 15 years old-ish. I'm going to promise you there's not an irrigation system underneath there. And I get it. Like we think the owners have just endless streams of money, and to some extent they have very deep streams of money. And it's easy just to say, keep paying them and keep spending them. And at some point, there's got to be a finite number. Give me another stadium. I'm just thinking of indoor stadiums that don't have retractable roofs, right? Those are the two that just came to mind. I think they may even be the only two. Is Minnesota's new place retractable? Is SoFi retractable?
I believe they both
SoFi is. What about Texans?
Texans
Is. All right. I mean, can you just get some? I don't know. I'm not a botanist or a grassologist, but it needs sunlight and water, right?
Not necessarily. You can use LED lighting and other.
So is that the answer? Just find some really intricate lighting to grow grass in these domes?
If the weed people can do it, the NFL can.
I mean, it feels that way, right?
Get them on board.
What's more lucrative, weed or the NFL? Fair question, is it not? What's more lucrative, weed or the National Football League?
I know all the streets are getting fixed in Denver.
See what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Colorado highways have become a lot nicer over the last decade, haven't they?
All the facilities. It's amazing how that works.
But how are they going to do it?
I mean, it's easy to say money, but that really is the first part. And you got to find qualified people that really know what they're talking about. And as funny as it is to joke about weed, there might be some expert out there that knows if you do this indoors, it will work.
Well, that's where my mind went last night. So I watched this injury. It was a non-contact leg injury, like an ankle knee kind of a thing. The guy got caught. It was in Pittsburgh. And I'm like, well, that was on grass. Now, if that was on turf, Twitter would blow up right now. See, that's why you can't play on turf. Like, those things happen on grass too, right?
They do.
Now, you've shown me the stats that say it happens more on turf, correct? And I'm down with that. Fine. Do we only care about our pros? All our kids are playing on turf, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they? Go out to these fields. This is why you get all... We got, 3 high school stadiums for, 12 high schools at APS? We got turf. Now, the higher-end turf. But we do it because those fields get so much play, and you can't maintain them, and they're going to get ripped up in the mud and the snow and all that stuff.
I watched the Rio Rancho kids play on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
They have 2 or 3 games staggered throughout the morning.
On turf?
On grass.
On grass, okay.
And they water it every day, and they keep it up. It looks fine.
Well,
at the end
but
of the week.
this time of year, yeah. What's worse? And I don't know the answer to this. I honestly don't. Ripped up grass, right? Where big chunks. We've like that field. JJ, where was it? Arizona? Was that the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
That had horrible grass. What's worse? Bad ripped up grass or field turf? And I don't know the answer. Well, the answer is maintain it. Well, okay. How are you maintaining it in Pittsburgh and Cleveland when we get to November, December, January? Right? I mean, it's a big patch of dirt, right? Well, you can paint it green. Still, I don't know. I think the answers are way more complex than we make these sometimes. Well, just spend the money. Okay. But what are you doing with these? We love these dome stadiums. We love climate control. Is it for the fan experience or is it for the athlete safety? I'm just trying to throw the other side of it out there because the argument feels so easy. Get them off the turf. Okay. How are we doing it? It took a long time to get to where we are, right?
It's always good to get committees together and do studies, spend money on that, then have proposals.
All right.
And then talk about it.
Yeah.
Then bring it up at competition committee meetings and then go from there.
And so in 15 years, we'll start to address this?
Yeah.
Yeah. 505-246-0610. That's how to get to it. I'm just curious where you all are on this. 888-922-0610. Your emails come in. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
Celebrate Cherry Friday.
Trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we
would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Jerry Kill earlier today. He's available wherever you get your podcast. Go to our website, sportsanimалabq.com. Click on the opening drive, and you can listen to a conversation with New Mexico State's coach. He hadn't spoken in a while. He alluded to what was going on with him health-wise last week. Did allude to some seizure stuff. Talked about getting knocked down on the sideline in the first quarter on Saturday past. Talked about the hit he took and said, look, I didn't seize. It was good. So it's a good conversation. He was in a good mood today. So you can get that there. Mike sent me an email. How do we catch you and George Carter from Amherst this week, Jeff Alou? You don't? I'm not going. JJ's going. JJ will be on the radio over on News Radio KQB and the Lobo Radio Network, filling in for Robert Portnoy. And then I believe the TV is on ESPN Plus. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. that'll be there for you if you want that. Omar's in. Dallas Cowboys equal Lobo basketball 14-0. Jeff, my concern is NFL's most complete franchise looked too good, that they were peaking too early. They don't give trophies to clubs that have the best starts, because if they did, Lobo basketball would be hanging a banner in October if they ever release the schedule. Their schedule's not out, is it?
No.
That's from Omar. All right. Les is in on Lobo football and blaming it on the governor, on Michelle Lujan Grisham, or as he calls her, Michelle Lujan Newsom. Jeff, who was the caller who said yesterday the local high schools aren't very good, so Lobo football isn't very good? I don't think fans appreciate how much damage the governor did to this program. High schools are still trying to recover from being shut down for basically 2 seasons. They didn't get to hole up in Lubbock, St. George, Vegas, or wherever they could find a few hours in a gym. It was trying to fill rosters via Zoom. It was all the lost time in the weight room. It was no training table. It was obstacles other states and high schools didn't face, like the quarantine rules, trying to hold team meetings 5 guys at a time. Since they're feeders into Lobo football, there are fewer guys prepared for Gonzalez to draw from. You think the pandemic is a reason that Lobo football is playing from behind?
Yeah, that ship has sailed.
Okay.
Like, you got to stop using that as an excuse, man.
Probably.
Like, Mexico State didn't play, and they just beat you 2 times in a row.
I think that's probably right. Text line says it would probably be best to retrofit NFL stadiums to have a retractable roof, making the grass an outdoor activity in the stadium. I mean, I don't. Again, I'm not an engineer. I don't know what the cost is to rip the roof off of the Superdome. How old is the Superdome? It's got to be 35, 40 years old, right? The one in New Orleans?
It's probably about 40, yeah.
I mean, I don't know how easy it is. You didn't take a can opener and just pull that thing off. I don't know how you would retrofit that in Ford Field. And are those the only 2 with stagnant roofs or permanent roofs? I think so, right? I imagine I could be wrong. Vegas is the one in Vegas has got. I mean, it's brand new. It's got to have a retractable. Does it? Allegiant? I don't even know. But as far as
they roll the field in and out there.
That's right. That's right. That's the Phoenix model on that. Okay. All right. Deshaun Watson made a promise. He played like bleep. He said, "I'm going to do better for this team." Still coming along, he said. I feel like tonight it was bleep as far as that. Some plays that we capitalized and we did good, but as far as my part, it's not good enough. I put that on me. The first play, yeah, we can't get into the tactics of the receiver running out and putting the ball out and this, that, and third down, but I got to give him a better ball. The forced fumble for a touchdown for them, we can say this guy can do this, but I got to protect the ball. We're not going to put it on anyone else. Put it on me. I could take full blame. I could take criticism, and I'm going to do that, end quote. I mean, it almost kind of sounds like he is, but, well, I'm not going to blame that guy for not making the catch. It's on me. I'm not going to blame the left tackle for not making the block. It's on me. Is that kind of what he just said?
There is that. He doesn't need to explain that first interception. The rest of it, absolutely. I think there's a lack of pocket awareness. He was hit a ton.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to hold on to the football. When you're in the pocket, take the sack, don't put it on the ground. Things that Deshaun Watson, you shouldn't have to be questioning Deshaun Watson about.
All right. He's returned from his 11-game suspension. They're 4-4 in those games. He's completed 57.3% of his passes at his 8th start. 9 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Good enough? No. For a guy who's making $250 million guaranteed, and he just lost Nick Chubb for the season, his best running back. What are the Browns, man? What are they moving forward? Rudy, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Rudy.
Good morning. So let's see. Nick Chubb, that injury happened on a grass field, right?
Yeah, but that was a contact injury. That was, I mean, that kind of stuff. Yes, I was on a grass field. Yes.
How many of these are contact injuries, as opposed to non-contact injuries? And I don't see people in these cities ponying up for brand new stadiums over a grass field. I think a lot of people figure they're getting paid enough money, and if you get injured, that's part of the game. But I could be wrong. I don't see the NFL moving to all grass stadiums anytime soon. There's just too many other considerations, and owners don't want to pay for it. So if you can't make the city pay for a new stadium, owners aren't going to pay for it. I just see this technology improving, though, and I think artificial turf fields have come a long way from the old AstroTurf where they'd roll out asphalt. Remember how they'd install it? They'd roll out asphalt, and then they'd put a little foam pad. So you had about an inch and a half of cushion right into asphalt.
No doubt they come a long way. No doubt technology is it come far enough? The studies show that there are more non-contact injuries on artificial turf than real grass. That's what the numbers are there. They've done pretty extensive stuff on this. So I look at places like, Buffalo or outdoor stadium, where the Jets and Giants play, outdoor stadiums that have artificial turf. Are they willing to have the expense of maintaining it and putting it in? Those are the places I think you look at.
Yeah, and what are you going to do when you tear up your field in a rainstorm? I mean, we've seen all those games. So I just don't see it. I don't see it coming, but I could be wrong.
No, and I don't know. Thanks, Rudy. I'd like to see the stats. What's more dangerous? So the Jets play on Sunday. The Giants play on Monday. It rains its guts out on some November afternoon on Sunday. Jets and Cleveland rip that field to shreds. Giants and Cowboys have to play on Monday night. What's more dangerous? A really bad ripped up field. And I'm listening. Tell me the solution. How you throwing money at this one? Rolling in another field? What are you doing? They share a field. What's your solution here? What's more dangerous? A ripped up grass field from a game the night before in the mud, or the turf? And I don't know the answer.
Yeah, that's a tough one. What I do know is that, so in Arrowhead in 2016, they put in this temperature control system under the field. It's about 9 inches under the actual grass. It keeps the temperature at 70 degrees, summer, winter, all times. Then they have a lighting system that kind of controls growth and temperature and things like that. They have a drainage system under that for in this scenario, when you have the downpour, it minimizes how much damage it does to the actual field.
All right. So that's as far as getting the water so it doesn't pool but at some point, if it's raining, you're ripping the field up. And look, I just got a text and Jeff said there's a reason MLS, Pro Soccer, World Cup, World Soccer leagues only play on grass. Yeah, I think we've come to a conclusion that it is safer, right? And that should be the ultimate answer. So figure it out. How do we get there? How do we figure it out?
Yeah, they say it takes about $20,000 a year to maintain the grass.
That's nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And $2.2 million to put in the heating system. Those aren't huge numbers.
No. $20,000 a year for the NFL for player safety is that's not the detriment. I wouldn't think.
I would hope not.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that would deter you from doing that. All right, when we come back, I'll get you up to date on everything that happened this morning while we were on the air, what you need to know as you go through your day, what everybody's going to be talking about, and the correspondence that you've sent. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
All right, what do you got to know as you go through your day? The Browns anticipate Nick Chubb's season is over after the knee injury he suffered last night in the Sunday night loss to the Steelers, 26-22. Yeah, that's what I said.
They anticipate, it's over. You know,
okay. I mean, yeah. Steelers beat the Browns 26-22, and the Saints beat the Panthers last night, 20-17. Mel Tucker, Michigan State's former football coach, responded this morning to the school's notice that the school intends to fire him for a cause. There's like $79 million left on his contract. $79 million left on his contract. Sexual misconduct case has been brought by Brenda Tracy, who is, and you can't make this mess up, a sexual awareness speaker brought in, hired by the football program to speak to the players. Sexual awareness, and she's now brought the sexual misconduct case forward. The school is firing him for cause. Tucker put out a statement to ESPN this morning, claimed that his firing is a, quote, miscarriage of justice, end quote. He continued, quote, Ms. Tracy's improper public disclosure of the entire 1,200-page investigation file regarding her baseless complaint against me. Let's be clear. I don't believe MSU plans to fire me because I admitted to an entirely consensual private relationship with another adult who gave one presentation at MSU at my behest over 2 years ago, end quote. What a mess, dude. Remember when he left Colorado and they hired him and you're like, wow, why is he in such demand? It's not like he was great at Colorado, was he?
No.
I was like, okay, I never understood it. And again, there's two sides of this story. There's $79 million left on his contract. By firing for cause, Michigan State tries to avoid paying that money. Tucker, the coach, claims that the money, as it says, he looks forward to, quote, one day obtaining discovery against MSU and getting paid. He points out that he perceives multiple flaws in how Michigan State handled the case, including the recent decision to fire him for cause over initially suspending him as an interim measure. One of his biggest issues is the timeline, claiming that Michigan State officials knew about the allegations. The complaint was filed December of last year. Quote, MSU knew about the information of which it supposedly relies to end my contract since at least March of 2023, yet only after Ms. Tracy and potentially others leaked confidential investigation reports to the press did MSU suddenly decide the same information warrants termination, end quote. So he's not looking for his job back. He wants his cash.
Of course. That's what it's all about.
Basically, he's trying to get in on procedural screw-ups here, is what he's saying. He's getting some money, right? What does he walk away with, 15, 20 million? And they call it a day? No, honestly. I mean, it's going to cost to litigate this. At some point, it's cheaper to just say, screw it. Here's your money, right? If I said over under 14
Depending on what they have for cause.
Well, I mean, they have cause all this stuff.
If there is documents, either way.
Yep.
And so if Mel Tucker says, well, look, this was all consensual conversations we were having, I'll show you the text messages, yada, yada, yada. If not, like, I don't get.
He's fighting procedure here. He's saying that his rights were violated. That's why I'm saying, man, if there's $79 million left on this, he's getting $14-15 million, right? Scram. Just be done with you. It's going to get so ugly there, you guys. Don't forget, that's the same place Larry Nassar was, the gymnastics coach. I mean, I'm not saying the two cases are interwoven or somehow related, but I know that there's an insane sensitivity at that institution, as there should be when it comes to sexual misconduct. As there should be. So that's what people are going to be talking about. You got that going on. Oh, by the way, we haven't even got out of this. Minka Fitzpatrick, the Steelers, was in the hospital last night. He's the guy who had the hit on Nick Chubb, but he has a chest injury. He might be out for a while too. All right. So that's what you got as far as what people are going to be talking about and moving forward and big talk today. Text line, Terry says, no integrity in the NFL. Gambling is illegal, is a rule, fine. The Rams kick a field goal in the last play of the game, went down by 10. Oh, yeah, the spread was 7. Actually, it was, I think, 7.5. Yeah. Yeah. People got a real problem with that one, unless you bet on the Rams. If you bet the Rams, you're big on Sean McVay, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
If you bet the Niners, you hate him even more. Jeff, as far as the NFL cold weather cities, why not ask how Denver and Green Bay managed to keep grass looking good? Yeah, all that's fair. I think there's a way to do it. I think you guys are right. The outdoor stadiums, you're going to have some issues with ripped up turf. But I think as much as, and Rudy's right, we've made great gains in technology in artificial turf. They've also, groundskeepers are unbelievable. The gains in science in maintaining real grass throughout seasons and stadiums and the wear and tear it gets has come a long way too. So, all right, what else you got for me? On the email machine, I think I got all these for you. All right. You know when you're going to Amherst this week? What time's your flight leave?
I don't know.
All right, you all prepared? So you got DC on the pregame show this week. You all prepared? You and Ned sit down, plot out the show?
I'm ready.
I'm kind of fired up for you, to get the shot. Looking forward to listening to you. You're going to be good at this.
It's good to have Ned there, too. He knows his stuff, so it makes it a lot easier on me, that's for sure.
He's a former quarterback. Do you know that?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, what do I get tonight? Get some baseball, huh? So basically, watch the pennant races go down.
We're going to watch the All-22 film from over the weekend.
Is that what you're going to do?
Break it all down.
Which All-22 are you going to watch?
Every single snap.
One of them?
Every one of them. That's all we do. That's all we do.
Jerry Kill was with us. Thanks to him. If you missed it and want to hear it, and I really suggest you do, it's a good listen. It's over wherever you get your podcasts and on our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Click on the Sweet Deal. Click on the opening drive, because the Sweet Deal isn't going to get you Jerry Kill. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On comes your way at 4, and it's Isotopes and Dodgers tonight out at the ballpark with Josh Sushan. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. with award-winning radio then. Adrian looks great on the TV side. DC, great work again. Big day for you?
Huge day.
Yeah, I know. Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We will smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.